Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Michael Tritthart. Thank you for joining me today. Tristan is unable to make it today. He's got a conflict that popped up. So I'm going to take this one solo, and that is not an issue with what I'm going to share with you. We're going to be able to do it and do it very effectively. And what we're going to do in the next 30 minutes is I'm going to walk through the techniques on how to create lead magnet opportunities that are going to help you to gather more contacts, more info coming in, and doing it in a very natural way, not a very salesy way. So I've got some screens that I'm going to be sharing with you here shortly. But if you have questions, comments, whatever the case may be, definitely ask those questions in the chat. We'll get those covered. And like I said, we've got 30 minutes. Normally, this is a 1-hour workshop that I provide nationwide. So it's going to go a little quick, but do ask those questions. We'll make sure we get those answered for you. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So give me 1 second here. Pull these pages up. All right, so you should be seeing my screen, hopefully. And what we're going to do is we're going to go through and we're going to basically cover the why, and then we'll get into a lot of the how when it comes to these lead magnet creations. So let me just verify. Give me a thumbs up or give me a yep, we're good on the share. I just want to make sure you guys can see that. Jasmine, if you can let me know. I want to make sure we're good on that. Hate to go through 30 minutes and you guys aren't able to see the screen. So as we go through this, what I'm going to do, again, is go through lead magnet creations. Now, very briefly about my background, I live in North Texas, but what I do is I travel and train all over North America. We provide training that's in person. We provide training that's via Zoom. And you can see the list of courses there on the right-hand side. I'm actually going to be in the Dakotas and Minnesota this next upcoming week. And many of you that are in that area, of course, you can join us in person or you can join via Zoom. And if you want to bring some sessions out, we absolutely can do that as well, too. So this is all designed to help to build and grow your business and do this in a very effective manner. Now, what we're talking about today is going to be lead magnet mastery, and we're going to be using AI to do this. Now, what are we talking about? Why are we doing all of this? Well, number one, when you create these types of pages, it helps to build trust by offering value first. And people are going to want to work with agents that they know, like, and trust. And so this is definitely falling in line with that. We're going to be able to capture contact info without selling to them. So you're not going to have realtor breath, right? You're going to be able to go out, provide knowledge in exchange for their contact info. And it's going to help to position you as the local market expert, or whatever expert the lead magnet page is all about. Because it doesn't have to be about the local market. It can be about niche topics. It can be about veteran-owned homes. It can be about 55 plus. It can be about farm and ranch. It can be about pretty much anything and everything that you want it to be about. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of walk through that process of how to set that up. Now, I'm going to give you an example. And this example is actually my business partner, Jeff Kale. We've been working together now for almost 11 years. Jeff lived in California his whole life. He moved to Honolulu a couple years ago. And even though he's in Honolulu, he still has his California license set up. He still has his website set up to capture leads in the San Diego, Carlsbad area. And there's a multitude of phrases that he shows up on. Sell your San Diego home yourself is one of those. And you can see he's in the first page, first spot. So he's got about 35 different phrases for San Diego, Carlsbad, and the such. He gets 3 to 5 seller leads a week that he refers out to agents that he knows, likes, and trusts. And then he just collects the check from Waikiki Beach in Honolulu, which, side note, that's a pretty good gig. I'm just saying. But one of these phrases that he is on the first page for is San Diego VA Home Buyer's Guide. So you see some .gov websites on here, and you see some Reddit and some, some nationwide sites that are, more government focused. And then you see San Diego VA Home Buyer's Guide. And what this is actually a page on his website that is offering a home buyer's guide in exchange for their data. So I will give you this booklet. All you got to do is just fill this form in and we're good to go. He's got it actually located on his website in a couple different spots. So if you want to download the free military guide, all you got to do is fill this form in, and then I'm going to give you this VA home buyer's guide. Now, That is a lead magnet. And again, a lot of the people are like, well, okay, I understand that, but how do I put all that together? That's what I'm going to walk you through in the next 30 minutes or so. We're going to walk through how to actually create the content, how to edit the content, how to create the cover, the 2D cover, how to create the 3D cover that you would put onto a website, how to put that ebook together in a flip format that actually makes it like an electronic flip book, and then also where are the best places to advertise these sites. So I'm going to pop back over to StreamYard because I'm not able to see the chats as we go through this, but if you have questions, comments, whatever, type those in the chats and now we can see it. So you guys, are you seeing my screen? Give me a yes. I think you're seeing it now. I have to pop back and forth between StreamYard and my screen to see the chat. So hopefully you guys are seeing some stuff. So if you just say yes to let me know that you're seeing it, then we're good to go. Okay, appreciate it, guys. Thank you. It's kind of wonky doing it that way. I have to pop back and forth. All right, so we've kind of gone through the why. Why would you want to do this? Well, it's an easy way, number one, to get your site ranked. If you create original, local, unique content and you do it on a WordPress platform, a site that can get ranked, then it's one of the best ways to organically get to the top of Google, right? And these are not paid ads. He's naturally gotten to the top. So how in the world are we going to create this type of content, this VA home buyer's guide? How are we going to get that out there? So we're going to use AI to do that. Now, you can use ChatGPT, you can use Grok, you can use Gemini. I mean, it's kind of like Pepsi, Coke, and Dr. Pepper. You find your flavor of AI that's going to help you to create this. And what this is actually from a class that I did yesterday in Terrell, Texas. And we said, hey, let's create a real estate relocation ebook for Terrell that includes public and private school info, medical, largest employers, commute, food and drink, parks and rec, tax breaks. One of the agents wanted tanning salons. Okay, that was the first time I've ever made a relo guide with tanning salons in there, but tanning salons are in there. Current population stats, nearby attractions, cite all sources, and create in a formal ebook format. Include Connie Villarreal as your agent. Here's her phone. Here's who she works for. So the system, now I'm using the pay version of ChatGPT, which by the way, it's about $20 a month. And if you are using the pay version, when I say cite all the sources, it's going to be able to go out and give me real-time results versus the free version of ChatGPT. And all the AIs out there, they have the freemiums. You know, you have your free platform, then you have your pay version, which ballpark are around $20 or so, right? In my opinion, I don't think you need to buy all of them, but I think you need to find one that you like. And in this case, my website design team, we use this quite a bit for our business. And so we're going to go out and use ChatGPT not only for our website design, construction, and content that we need, but also in this case, relocation ebooks. So if I scroll down, it took almost 2 minutes, which is nothing, to put all this together. I mean, imagine the amount of time and effort it would have taken before AI for you to put these types of books together. So we got and here's another thing too I want to point out about the benefit of using AI. I just kind of threw everything into the pot, right? Like, hey, give me commute times, give me food, give me this, give me that. It's looking at what I want, and then it comes back and it organizes it. Well, why Terrell? Here's the facts about Terrell. Here's the commute times. Here's the public schools. It starts to put it in a very logical order. And then we get all the way down. Here comes the healthcare. Here comes the employers. Here comes the savings. Here comes the fun stuff, the food and drinks, the parks and rec, the tanning, all that other type of stuff. And then how to work with Connie. And then we cite all the sources. Now, it's asking at the end of this, hey, would you want me to turn this into a PDF where I can put your headshot on there, your colors, your logo, QR codes, all that stuff? You let me know, and we'll do it. So AI is basically like that assistant that's like, just give me something. Give me more. What do you want? What do you want? I mean, it's focused on the 80%. It's going to allow you to do the 20%, and they'll handle all the behind the scenes type of stuff. Now, you could absolutely turn this into a PDF right here, right now. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk through the process of how we actually turn this into a flip book, which is, again, is animated. So another tip on AI, let's say that you have the book, you got all this stuff, and then you realize, oh my gosh, I forgot a section. Or one of the agents yesterday said, they forgot one of the tanning places. Well, they didn't get that one, the one I go to. Don't try to go in and rephrase the question to AI, because then it's going to get lost in its own AI brain, and that's where it starts tripping up, and you get all messed up, and it gets messy, and it just gets really difficult. Take what you have right here, highlight, copy all of it, drop it into a Google Doc file, just a blank file, or Microsoft Word, and then edit there. This is where you're going to go in and put in the personal touches, right? You're going to go in and make sure it sounds, in this case, like Connie. And if they're missing one of the tanning salons or missing something else, that's where you can start to drop that information in there. So trust, but verify the AI data. Don't just take it as a granted that it's going to be right and that's your book. You always want to make sure that it's, number one, saying what you want it to say, and then citing the sources that you want to cite, because some of the sources it cites may be a competing brokerage or a competing agent against you. So check the data, make sure the data is right, make sure it sounds like what you want it to be. And again, if there's something missing or something that needs to be taken out, you're going to do that over here in a Word document, because it's going to be far easier to do that than doing it in an AI system. Let me check questions, comments. All right. Okay, one thing too I want to point out, I know we have a lot of different brokerages on here. So I know for a fact many brokerages here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, which is where I'm at, as part of the service that they provide to you, they're going to provide potentially paid access points to the different AI systems. For example, Keller Williams and Ebby, they offer, Ebby Halliday here in the Dallas area, but Keller Williams nationwide, they provide Google email accounts to all of their agents. Now, that Google email account includes the paid version of Google Gemini. So it's kind of a bonus. So check with your brokerage, and they may be doing the same thing, or they may be ready to do the same thing. It's kind of a new ballpark, right? And everybody's still kind of exploring the avenues and opportunities that are out there for their agents. But you know, if you can get your brokerage to cover that, then that's great. You know, then you use Gemini. But again, it's one of those things. Put your personal touch on it. Make sure it sounds like you. If you guys have questions, comments, type them into the StreamYard chat, and I'll go back and make sure that we got everything answered. Okay. I'm just kind of perusing right now. I think we're good. All right. Now we go in ChatGPT, we create the content, we clean it up over here. Now, one of the things we can also do here is you can go in and you can start to drop in some stock images, you know, of Terrell, Texas, or Texas in general in this case. So you can start to put in some of the images. Maybe it's photographs that you've taken. Maybe it's images that you create in ChatGPT or in other locations. Maybe it's images that you pull from Canva. We're getting ready to talk about Canva. So you're basically putting the contents of the book together, kind of laying it out the way that you want, dropping your images in there. It's just like a newsletter layout, just a, you know, normal book layout. If you're doing the pay version of ChatGPT, you could create some images over here in Sora, S-O-R-A, some images and animation, right? And they're going to look kind of AI. And if you're okay with that, then that's fine. But if you wanted to get some actual stock images, Canva is a good spot for that. I've actually got quite a few that you can access as well too. So my website, which is michaeltritthart.com, I've been training real estate agents since 2001. And so over the years, I have found things that agents want to use. Agents have given me websites like, oh, you got to check this one out. And all of those type of items, I try to put it in the sites for your business page that you see right here. So this, all of you on the stream can access this page 24/7, 365 for free. And if I come down here to where it says photo and video, you're going to see as we scroll down through here, I've got a lot of different websites that have free stock images that you guys can use. No copyright issues. Like, you're good. You can use them, right? Now, they're not, the free ones, they're not like the best. I'm going to be honest. Your best bet, your complete 100% watertight option is Canva. Because if you are paying for Canva, which I believe many of you on here are paying for, the pro version of Canva, then you're going to get access to 450,000 plus images that have zero copyright issues. Like, you can use them anytime that you want. Now, on the homepage of Canva, in the middle of the screen where it says, what will you design today? If you type in book covers, you'll start to get these options that come up. Now, if I'm paying for it, right, the premium is going to give you anything with the crown. This one right here is accessible to everybody, but it doesn't really matter because I don't really care what it looks like, because all I want is I want the shape, I want the size, I want the book cover, right? And I'm going to come over here, open this up. I'm going to highlight everything that I see right here, select it, and I'm going to trash can it because I want to start fresh. I want to start with a very clean page, right? So I'm going to go in and just kind of get rid of everything that I possibly can, get rid of all the different layers. It's telling me that they had an issue on their end, so we'd have to refresh. Let's see if we can get rid of it here. There we go. And so now I got a blank slate that I can start with, but it's the book cover size that I want. And so then over here on the left-hand side, that's where I can start to drop in all my elements. And if I come over here to elements, this is where I can not only search for shapes and sizes, I can search for actual photographs, right? Here's recently used and stuff like that. And you may have a photo option down here as well too. I've got one. And so I can search for Texas flags since I'm doing Terrell, Texas. And drop that in, and we can start to basically put our book cover together. Terrell, Texas relocation. Start to drop in my photograph. I've got my images that I've uploaded in here, right? So I can start to put this stuff together, mix and match, change the background colors, resize, put some text on there, get it set. And if I'm going to do relocation for Terrell, which is in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, I'm probably going to do Dallas. I'm probably going to do Fort Worth. I'm going to do Arlington. I'm going to do all the other cities that are in the DFW area. And once I kind of create my brand, then I can save all of this as my brand. And you can see I've got my Dallas relocation brands already set up. So what I'm saying to you is, once you create your cover, wash, rinse, repeat. You don't have to do this from scratch. You can save it as your brand, and then you just move to the next cover, change it from Dallas to Fort Worth, from Fort Worth to Terrell, from Terrell to Plano, and off we go, right? So you can start to create these booklets very easily. And then people yesterday were like, oh my gosh, you're saying I could create these books for a big open house that I have coming up? I said, yeah, absolutely. It can be anything you want. We had one guy in there that's selling some acreage, and he was having difficulty in getting eyeballs on the acreage. And I'm like, yeah, you can actually put together a presentation that you can share electronically or in person with your people, whatever you want to do. So you can see the wheels were starting to turn on the attendees in that class, which is great. It's what I want. So one of the other things that you have, so this is the 2D, but then one of the other, I'm just opening up another Canvas screen so you can see it cleanly. One of the other things that you have right here is what's called smart mock-ups for books. I was like, what? Smart mock-up is, hey, show it to me on a watch, show it to me on a billboard, on a t-shirt, on a hat, on a this, on a that. Well, in this case, it's a book. So this is going to give you the 3D version. The 3D version that we're seeing like this. So I would come over here to Canva, choose, let me get the right screen, choose one of the 3D options, customize it, get rid of everything that's on that screen, and then mirror my 2D. Drop my photograph in there, copy and paste that over, the text, all that good stuff. And now with two different files, what you can do is actually copy one of those and add those to the pre-existing file that you've created. So what you're seeing right here is one file that I basically combined. So what I've got is I've got my 2D and I've got my 3D. There's the 2D and there's my 3D, right? And I just took two different projects, put them together. And so if I wanted to kind of keep the same look and change this to Fort Worth, all I got to do is change Dallas to Fort Worth and then change the image of downtown Dallas to Fort Worth, and I would find that over here in my photographs. So once I've got my 2D, once I've got my 3D, I'm pretty good on the cover. All I would need to do at that point is download. So I've got pieces. I got AI that created the content. I then went in and cleaned it up and edited it in Microsoft Word or Google Doc, and I've got that setting there. I've then created my cover, 2D and 3D, and I've got that setting there, but they're separate pieces. How do I put this all together? That's what I'm getting ready to show you. But let's check comments. I think we're okay. All right. If you have questions, comments, let me know. So how do we put this together? Well, we're going to go back to my website. So we're going to go to michaeltritthart.com, sites for your business. We're going to go to photo and video again. Again, it's a free resource. You guys can access this 24/7, 365. And when I scroll down, there's a link on here that says free HTML5 flip books. And if I open this up right here, this is fliphtml5.com. We use this. My team uses this. This is an AI platform. It's pretty amazing. Now, if you just want to go in here and use this to create your PDFs and not have the flashy animated part, you can set up an account, get 7-day access, and create up to 5 books a day. So if you have all your books ready to go, you just got to put them into that format. You could do this for free in 7 days and get it knocked out, and you would have all your PDFs because you could download them. What my team does, we pay the annual fee of $149 because what we get to create is books that can look like this. Let me turn the sound on here real quick. So I can come over here and you can see the animation in the page. If I flip it, you hear the sound, and I can embed a video. And then I can also look through the other pages, and you can see that I can pull content from all of these different locations. 300 plus templates to choose from. Personalize it. You can also go in and add interactive buttons, like you can hit pop-up videos, pop-up images, hyperlink buttons, you name it. Like this is your book to create. It's pretty cool. You put some animation in there. It's whatever you want to do. Now, all the bells and whistles is going to be in the Platinum platform. My team, we don't necessarily care about embedding videos in there, even though that's a cool feature. We're at Pro. But I got all these different pieces, right? I got my booklet, I got my cover. How do I put all that together? Well, I've logged into the back office right here. Here's all the books that we've created and more, like it goes on for pages and pages and pages. But when I hit upload, this is the beauty of AI within this system. All I have to do is take my doc, my Word doc or Google Doc file, upload that, upload my 2D image, basically put it in the pot, and it's gonna then, you hit the button to create the book, it's gonna create the book in about 10 seconds. It's gonna put the cover on there, it's gonna put that HTML5 book bind on there, it's gonna give the flip animation to it, it's gonna put it all together, and literally takes it about 10 seconds to do so. And there's really, I don't even think we've ever had to edit the booklet after creation because we've done all the editing up front. It's just the process of actually putting the book together, and it makes it very seamless in this process to do so. So when I go back here to my dashboard, I'll show you one of the books. For our website design clients, this is one of the books that we give them. and this is Chat GPT for real estate, and it kind of shows you what the books can look like. So it can be really very eye appealing to your clients. You could put one of these together in advance for a listing presentation. I know we're talking tarot relocation, but sky's the limit. You can make books for anything. Many of you on this call, you have a knowledge base about a certain topic, right? Like, man, I am the expert in this. And that's where you can create these types of books. People are asking that is it being recorded? Yes, it's being recorded. That's going to come from Lab Coat. They're probably going to, Jasmine, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they're going to put it out on the YouTube channel for Lab Coat to where you guys can access this. Also, if you want to get the full recording of one of my classes, you just email me at, I'll put it in the chat here real quick, michaeltritthart@gmail.com. And then if you also want to attend any of the classes that I teach or want to bring these classes out, we absolutely can do it. You know, when I go out next week to North Dakota, we're doing a full day-long version. And you can see right here, Jasmine's put that on the screen. You can scan that QR code. That's going to take you out to my website to where you can find more information about the classes that I teach. Contact me, and then I can share those details with you. So we're more than happy to bring this out to you, either virtually or in person. Next week is what we call hybrids. A lot of the classes are in person, but also hybrid as well. Now, still got one thing to share with you. So we got our book created, right? Here it is. If I come over here and I hit share, I can share this link to anybody. I can give them a QR code. I can put it on social media. I can embed this on a website. Like there's options for me to go out and promote this. But if I want to create a page like this where they have to register, that needs to be done on a WordPress platform. Now, there's other websites that are out there, and there's companies that build on WordPress. My team builds for clients on WordPress. Unfortunately, it's not going to work very well on broker-provided websites or Wix or things like that, because you're just not going to get the SEO, number one. You're not going to get the search engine optimization. But you want to go out and create it on a WordPress website. Here's one that we did for Salt Real Estate in Oklahoma City. This is a WordPress. And then within these interior pages, you could create those hooks where you put in opportunities for people to sign up for these books. They can be standalone WordPress pages that you market on social media. They can be fully formed websites when you have those pages in there. I mean, there's a lot of different opportunities to market it and promote it that way. But the true effective end result is to put it onto our WordPress website. So I know we ran through a lot in 30 minutes. I hope that you guys found it to be beneficial. And as Jasmine with Lab Coats is saying, you're going to be able to watch it on the YouTube channel. You guys are going to have access to that. There's the QR code again from me to where you can go in and contact me if you have questions, comments, ahas, whatever the case may be. If you got some books that you've created, I would love to see those as well. I always like seeing what agents have done to create content to help build and grow their business, because I'm education based. That's what I like to do. It's what my website design team and training team is all about. We want to educate you to where you guys can have a better, more functional business from the tech side. All right. So thank you, Lab Coats attendees and admins, for putting this together. I appreciate it. We will get the replay out to you guys very, very soon. You can see the link actually right there is in the chat already for YouTube, which is fast. That's great. All right, guys. Thanks for being here. We're out of time.